So if you're not yet a consistently profitable trader or you're new to trading, let's just get out in front of this. You don't know how to take profits. That's okay. If no one's ever shown you how to take profits, how would you know? In this video, I'm definitely going to show you how to take profits, but I also want to take a few moments just quickly to talk about the confused trader aspect. On one hand, it's emphasized very strongly that you need to hold your winners, and that's true. It's a foundational principle of trading. You got to hold your winners, you got to cut your losses quickly. But where the confusion comes in is when you don't know where to take profits, and then it comes back down and stops you out. And then the advice you're given is, well, you should have taken profits. Well, yeah, I know that now. It came back down to stop me out. I can see that I should have taken profits then. No one gives you clarity or structure or insight on where to take those profits. In this video, I'm going to go over a very simple strategy that could be developed around a 9-day moving average. It's a swing trading strategy. I'm just going to break it down step by step, some criteria that one might look at to develop this strategy, as well as how developing the strategy inherently helps you to know where to take profits. This is how you know where to take profits. Let's go do some charts. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, let's get to NVIDIA here. Let's take a quick look. Okay, so here's a spot where we broke down below the 9-day moving average on June 23rd, and then we popped back up. So that's the basis of the strategy, is that we came down, we hit some sort of support, and then we broke back above the 9-day moving average. Um, So let's just walk through this first and see how a trader would have felt who hasn't been able to figure out where to take profits yet. So you've got a couple of good days. This would have been very exciting. Finished red, but we're still up. So I don't think any trader would have had any issues with that. Another green day. This day would have been scary for a new trader, because it came all the way down, came back up. You might call that a hammer camel candle. And you might think, well, that's somewhat bullish. But this day is where anxiety comes in. Most traders who aren't sure where they should have taken profits would have been anxious on this day. We got a big red candle. Some of those traders would have went ahead and taken profits. They would have stopped out on that trade and then had more of an emotional roller coaster when we went back up again the next day. And then they would have watched this thing for weeks after and been discouraged that it just kept running. This is the emotional roller coaster we go on, right? When we don't have a set strategy, when we haven't studied a strategy. And so having profit-taking rules is part of developing a strategy and honing your edge on that strategy. So let's go through how someone would develop this strategy. And as I go through it, you'll see exactly how we develop rules around taking profits. So first, we would want to back test it. Usually you want to find about 30 instances of back testing just to try and figure out if this is actually something that's going to work. Just count how many times it would have worked for you. Just really simple, and see if your idea makes sense to do more work on to test. So we're not going to do that, but right now, but I'll just show you. Here's a spot, another nice spot on May 23rd where we broke below the 9. We held up on some sort of support. This was a trend line. This one was a support line. We held up there and we bounced back above the 9. So in this particular case, we can see that would have went up. Let's say we got in around 144 and we went up about 13, $14, let's say. So you can safely say that you got $14 on this. You would have risked, say, around 140. So you got at $4 and you would have risked, let's say 12 to make the math easy, because then that's a 1 to 3 or 3 to 1 risk to reward ratio, right? So you would go back and you would do the same exercise here. You would say, okay, let's say I got in somewhere around 131, and then a couple of days later, we made it all the way to 142, let's say 141 for easy math. And we would have risked, give it a little bit, 131 risked $4 to make 10. So that's about a 2.5 to 1 risk to reward ratio. So you would go back and you would record all these instances where we broke below the 9. You might have more criteria, right? This was in an uptrend. So we established an uptrend here. So your criteria might be it has to be in an uptrend, the stock does. Nvidia is a mega cap stock, so you've got criteria around that. It's a mega cap stock that you're looking at. Your criteria might be only to be looking at large and mega cap stocks. So there's some criteria that you could throw in there. But to get to the heart of the matter, how do you know where to take profits? Well, you have to back test. You have to go back and see all these instances where we broke above, we were in an uptrend, and then we ended up breaking above the 9-day moving average. How far did we run? And you have to record all of that in a spreadsheet. And then you'll have, 30 to 50 instances, and you can just take the average. And then that's where you know to set your profit target at that average level. Or maybe you want to be a little bit below average to have a higher win rate. You can do that too. As you can see, I'd love to give you a simple answer. And as often is the case, this is why the trader confusion exists. The mentors are honestly trying to tell you how to do this. They're trying to tell you, well, you needed to have a plan, but there's no clarity. Exactly how do I get that plan? Oftentimes, the mentors try to give you their plan. They try to tell you how to trade the strategy that they trade. And since trading is so personalized, most people can't trade the strategy that the mentor's trading. So that you can see this video. I hope I offered value. I hope that I answered your question. Please let me know in the comments if you need more clarity and I will reply to you. But this is why I need to offer a mentorship because we need to get in a chat room together as a group. And I need to be able to talk to you about the nuances of it. You need to be able to ask me questions. So I personally can't wait to get our mentorship up and running. I just know that we're going to be able to bring a lot of clarity to traders who are trying to learn to trade or traders who are stuck and they're not able to get consistently profitable. I know we're going to be able to help you to develop all those back end processes and systems to help you to level up your trading. I look forward to working with you.